What's going on, everybody? This Afro Think Tank, and today's video is going to be about how an African American woman can get a West African man. How an African American woman can get a West African man. The reason why I'm doing it, and I'm doing it this way because I did how an African American man can get a West African woman. You know, I put the pictures and, you know, make the little pretty ladies and the music and all that. I ain't doing all that for some dudes. All right, I'm just when I'm talking about dudes, I can't do it. All right? I thought about it, I'm just gonna do a regular video on this one. All right. So, how is it that, and how can an African American woman get an African man, right? Because the thing is, just like there are plenty of African women for African Americans, men, there are plenty of African men for African American women. Now, African American women, because of their personality and the things that they like, more than likely they're going to be probably attracted to the West African, Central African man more than the East African man. I can confidently say that the West African woman more than likely will be more attracted to the West African man. All right, now I'm gonna specifically talk about Nigeria, right? Not only do I talk about Nigeria because, you know, I got, you know, my business there, I do business there. I grew up with Nigerians. I know Nigerians, right? I grew up with Nigerians and Ghanaians and Cameroonians, but mostly Nigerians. I know Nigerians from a child all the way up, and then I end up going to Nigeria. Like, so I'm thoroughly entrenched on how they operate and how their men work, right? Now, what you're gonna get, now we're talking about a Nigerian man on the continent, right? Now, first, if you're an African American woman, you have to figure out what kind of Nigerian man do you want. Do you want one that has the finances to take care of you? Because they do exist, and those ones are they're in Nigeria, okay? Don't let people fool you. The men in Nigeria, they're balling, all right? Some of them are balling. There are a lot of men that are not balling, right? But if you want to look for a place in the world where men outside of African American men that are black, that are balling, Nigeria is the place. So if you're looking for one that at least got some money that can match up to what you're probably making as an African American woman, Nigeria would definitely be the place. If you're looking for that aesthetic, you know, because I know you African American women, y'all love y'all African American men. It's just that they be acting up sometimes. They don't know how to act, you know, and they just, you know, you like, hey, I got more options. What are my options, right? Trust and believe that Nigerian man will come and scoop you up. Now, let me tell you what you're gonna get. Oh yeah, no, first we're gonna go. So if you're looking for the one that got the money, you know, the African man that got some money that can take care of you, protect you, give you a life of reasonable comfort that a woman is supposed to be looking for these things, reasonable comfort, right? Nigeria is the place for you. Now, Nigeria, along West Africa, is also filled with young strapping men that don't make a lot of money, that don't have any opportunity through no fault of their own, right? But they're there, young strapping men with no job. So if you're the type of black woman who, you know, don't mind those type of things, and I'm gonna keep it real with you. Hey ladies, especially you ones that's older, right? You older African American ladies who, you know, for one reason or another, you might have to compromise because you don't want to be alone. I'm not talking to all y'all, I'm just talking to a few who are willing to finance a man, basically be the one who make all the money. Hey, there is a buffet of men who you can pick from in Nigeria, along with West Africa. They're there, right? And if you're the type of woman that likes to empower and build a man up, if you're the type of person who look for an ambitious man who only if they had the opportunity, they would thrive and just take off, and you want to be a builder of men, Nigeria, West Africa, but I'm talking about Nigeria, you can find that man in Nigeria. So if you like a 40 something, maybe 50 something year old African American woman, you know, for one reason or another, you don't have anybody at the moment, and you're looking for, you know, love and companionship, and money's not a thing, you can go to Africa. You'll find a man that will take care of you. Let me tell you about the African man. Now that I done put the little procedures out, like if you're looking for a man is going to take care of you, they're there. If you're looking for a man that you're willing to take care of, and all you want them to do is treat you right and do other manly things, they're there, okay? But let me tell you what you get when you get a Nigerian man. So there's no misunderstanding. You're getting an African-American man that has their culture, okay? You're getting the same thing you like about your African-American man in Nigeria, you'll get. Because what a lot of you, I don't know, a lot of African-Americans don't realize that Nigeria, out of all the countries in Africa, Nigeria represents us the most. That's where if you are from North America, if your people were brought over here through the transatlantic slave trade to America, all right, more than likely you were taken from the Igbo tribe or the Yoruba tribe, or you were taken from the Benin Kingdom or something like that. So your ancestors were either the Dahomey, the Yoruba from the Oyo, or one of the many ancient freaking Igbo groups and kingdom tribes. The 80% of African Americans came from Nigeria. There's literally receipts in the Library of Congress. You see, the government still got the receipts from where they bought us. Keep in mind, the government literally still has the receipts from when they bought us, purchase, name, number of Africans, and location. Like this shit, legit, you can look it up. National Archives just is there. All that shit there, right? But anyway, what you're getting is the African-American aesthetic that you want. You're getting the personality. So you're gonna get the guy that's funny, right? You're gonna get the funny personality. You're gonna get that unique smoothness that African-American men have, because the Nigerian men have that same exact smoothness, right? You're gonna get that comedy thing, because Nigerians have that exact same form of comedic style, right? What else you're gonna get? You're gonna get one thing about Nigerian men, because in America, right, and you guys understand that, because this is an issue that we're dealing with now. Just how the men say that you guys are kind of hard, right? You African-American women kind of hard, right? And that's some of the weaker African-Americans are complaining about that, you know, and so they want to go off and do this and do that, right? But understand, the African-American man is also kind of hard, because, you know, we all been fighting over here. We go through a lot of shit living around these Europeans. So it caused us to be a little hard, right? We always on our offensive game. We're always ready. We're always tense. The African man is not going to be that tense. So you get the imagine African-American men without all the gangster shit, without all the extra thuggery, without all the extra ego chest thumping. So imagine African-Americans who spent most of their time trying to be lovers, trying to get the girls instead of trying to fight each other. Nigerian men don't have time to really fight each other. They're trying to get the woman. They're trying to be romantic, right? They trying to see who got the best lines so they can pick up ladies. They're hopeless romantics, and they leave all that rah. They don't do that. It's not necessary. They don't have to be rah. So the West African man will be relaxed. He's going to be a lot more relaxed than the African American man. So if you go to like an African club or something, you're going to see people having fun like the Caribbean, but you're not going to see any hostilities, right? You're not going to see people, a bunch of dudes mean mugging each other in the club, getting ready to fight for absolutely no reason. You're not going to see that. You're going to see dudes in there together, right, looking for ladies. They're going to be in it's going to be a joyous mentality. Kind of like, you know how you go to the Caribbean, you go to the carnival, right? Or let's say you from the DMV and y'all have the Caribbean carnivals all the time. It's going to have that type of atmosphere. The males don't have to tap into their lower vibration of just being pissed off unless they have an actual reason to be pissed off and on guard. So you're going to find them to be a little bit softer, right? But it's not because they're weak, because they don't have to do that. They're in their own homeland. They're comfortable, right? So when you encounter a West African man, you're going to see a more peaceful black man. Now, for all my Muslim women, let's just keep it real. If you are Muslim and you're looking for a Muslim husband in Nigeria, I'm just gonna say you must be very careful. All right, and I'm trying to be. I'm just telling you, be careful. You want to make sure that this Muslim is not like a fundamentalist, because let's just keep it real. There are fundamentalists there. You don't want to be an African American woman to get into a relationship with a Muslim man that has certain traditional values that you yourself do not partake in. You understand what I'm saying? And that's as far as I'm gonna go with that. Period. But at the same time, with that being said, you want to watch out for that anyway, because what African Americans need to understand is that in Africa, in various other countries, this is not just Africa, in various other countries, men are still very much men, and they're going to act like men, and the system is pro-men. You understand? So you have to make sure that the person that you talk to, that you're dealing with, is someone that's going to be safe. Your first thing should be safety. Is this person someone that I feel safe around? Is this person a safe type of person? You know what I'm saying? So you kind of want to just do your own deal. And you know, it's the same way when you're in America dealing with any old regular African American. You got to make sure that person's safe, right? But I'm just saying, if they're a Muslim, if they're from like the city or something, if they're from the city or Lagos, they're probably going to be okay. They're good. But if you're talking about the North, I'm just going to tell you right now, stay away from the North of the North. For you women, African American women, stay away from the North for right now. Now, I'm not saying the men from the North are bad, but you just don't go to the North. All right, just don't do it. All right, because there are factions that, you know, you just don't do it. Okay, but anyway, but the rest of the thousands of different types of Nigerians, you know, do your regular due diligence and all. But for the most part, you're going to be okay. Whether it be if you're a Christian African American, you look for a good Christian Nigerian man. They're there. They're there. They're going to be just like your African American Christian man. Keep in mind, the only thing that's going to be different is his accent and the fact that he can cook his West African food. But it's going to be very similar to your traditional African American food. So if you know how to cook, if you're an African American woman and you know how to cook good old fashioned African American Southern soul food, you will make your African man happy because it's the same food. All right, your conversion it over to his seasonings ain't gonna be nothing. No problem, right? But you also have to remember, African American women, that America gives you certain liberties that some women, they overcorrect because they have the ability to be a little bit more aggressive towards men because the system protects you more here. Understand, the system protects you more here. All right. Overseas, sometimes the system, depending on what country you are, the system doesn't protect you more over there. All right, so you got to make sure that if you're if you're an African American woman and you have problems, I don't want to use the word submit, all right, because that's an issue that women have. It's the wording of it, submit. So we're not going to use the word submit. What we'll say, if you as an African American woman do not know how to play your role as a wife, as a feminine energy, you know, if you don't not mastered in the art of being a female and getting your way in a feminine way, then an African man is not someone you want to deal with, because an African man is going to be masculine. He's going to be a man. He's going to react like a man, period, good, bad, or indifferent. So hold on, I got these motorcycles up. So let's say if you have a problem playing your role as a wife or a wifely figure or a feminine partner to your masculine man in America, if you have a problem with that, then you're gonna have the same problem in Africa, okay? But if you don't have a problem with that, you know, and you can, you know, play your part with a man that's gonna play their part, then Africa is a place for you. But guys, think about it, man. We African American, there was like, I think close to like 12 million of us, like about 300-400 years ago. And about 55,000, right? 55 million, sorry. We've been mixing up a lot with us as black folks, right? Half of us are goddamn related. We need to mix up our gene pool with our greater body, Africa. I mean, there's 1 billion of them over there. There's only 55 million of us over here. And that means half of us are in the half, one half is men, the other half is women, and we half of us related. If we keep this up, man, hey, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna be like the Proctors. Y'all remember the Proctors? The inbred black family, everybody super highlighter light skin. Yeah, man, you don't want that. So it is coming a time to where it's time for black people to start dipping in the pool of other black sources, so that we don't come out with like 3-4 different legs. You know, legs, got 2 noses, and you got one fat upper lip and like a white person lower lip. That shit look weird. You know what I'm saying? You got one upper Kansas eye and one European eye. You just look stupid, right? We don't need all that. right? So it's good that, you know, women also should be going over there because there are good, high quality African men that will sweep you off your feet, sweep you off your African American feet, straight up, sweep you off your feet. And so I think that's about. I think I had to do a video like this to explain it, because that's one thing. African American men, because of our nature, we fit better automatically within the African system as far as dealing with their women. It's just the nature of us. We fit right in without any changes at all. The decent ones, the decent ones, not like the vagabonds and the degenerates, the decent ones, okay? We fit right along with the system. African American women, you fit more in Nigeria with your personality, because the women are just like you. Y'all the same woman, strong. But one thing about the Nigerian women is something that African American women could learn if they were there. They would have to be there. You ain't gonna learn it here. You would learn how to wield your feminine energy in such a way that it's powerful, and it will satiate you in your need to feel bold and empowered. Like the women in Nigeria are feminine, but with power. You understand? They're not weak. They're feminine with power, and they'll teach you how to use your feminine energy with power. Once you just watch and see how it works, you'll be like, oh, that makes sense, right? They take power, right? And they're not, you know, they do have their own issues. You know, they're, like I said, America has given women a sense of freedom and liberty that they've never experienced, you know, before, except for Rwanda. Rwanda got the best, is the best for women, to be honest. Rwanda is the best for women. But for the most part, in America, you know, you have an unprecedented amount of protection, which the rest of the world haven't really gotten to yet, right? And you still got men that think in the old ways. Even in America, we got men that think in the old ways, right? But there's more of a concentration overseas, so you just got to be careful, because last thing we need is for our African American sisters to go over there, get with a piece of shit African man and find out he been beating on her and shit. We don't need that, because then we all got to get on a plane and go do work. We ain't trying to do all that, okay? So African American women, there are plenty of opportunities for you to go out there and find any type of relationship you're looking for, whether it be a young, strapping stud that don't gotta go to the gym, but he looked like he been going to the gym his whole life, but never even seen a goddamn gym. You know what I'm talking about? Shit, they over there. Hey, look, and if you willing to take care of them, they will take care of you. Mutually beneficial. Hey, there's all manners of different relationships you can have in Nigeria, right? As long as everybody's respectful and they agree upon what it is they're doing and nobody's playing each other. But anyway, I hope you guys kind of get this. I hope you women appreciated that I made a video talking about this, because somebody asked me to do it, and I said I need to do it because it's not fair that I'm sitting here, you know, advertising to the men like, hey man, go over and get these women. And there's women out here that look, they need some husbands. They need somebody to open that damn mayonnaise jar, that ketchup bottle, that freaking, you know, shit like that. You know, certain shit women would like, you know what I'm saying? And there's plenty of men over there in Africa, West Africa, that you're gonna like, that you'll love, that will do that for you in any manner of a relationship you want, whether you the breadwinner or whether you looking for a breadwinner. They're there. You know, there's some high quality, there's bad ones. You gotta watch out, you gotta pick, you know, be wise with your choices, but they're there, and there's a billion of them, okay? Have at it. But anyway, I hope you women appreciate that, because I know some of y'all was mad because of the other video, but this one is for you, all right? That's all I got to say. It's Afro Think Tank. Learn some, teach some. I'm out.